So I'm actually filming this clip after the hike, but I know this isn't the typical kind of video that I've done on my channel in the past, but recently I've kind of rediscovered my love for hiking, and I really wanted to just share that with you guys. So if you like it, great. If you don't like it, that's fine. But I think I'm gonna go through and do a series of these videos where I basically do some ratings for some hiking trails that I've been on. And so this will be the first in that series, and could be the last, depending on how this goes. But I hope you guys enjoy it. And this is my hike up Guadalupe Peak. Well, it's already a little windy. That's where I'm going. Well, just got to the trailhead. Got parked. Got my national park pass. And now we're gonna head up there. So this trail is no joke. My Stairmaster workouts are definitely paying off right now, but I'm like not even a quarter mile in and my heart is pumping. So for a little perspective here, if I can get my watch going, come on. So right now I'm already at about 6,000 feet of elevation, which is as tall as anything on the East Coast. And I've got the equivalent of hiking Katahdin ahead of me. So, there's really only one way up this mountain. There is no like easier route or faster route, or it's just the one. And it's about 8 miles total. With around 3,000 feet of elevation gain. I have no doubt that I'll make it up. I'm not worried about having to turn back or anything, but it is certainly going to be a tough hike. We're at 0.2 miles almost, 130 feet of gain. And just right from the start, we're going up. This trail never really levels off. It goes back down. It's pretty much just up the whole way. But I'm gonna get back to hiking and get back to you guys later with some of these gorgeous views. That's where I started. Alright, I know it's probably super windy right now, but I just had to stop, take a video of this section of the trail. It's just right on the edge of this cliff. Super, super cool. I want to do a quick update while it's not too windy up here. I'm at about 2 miles and 1,500 feet of elevation. Views aren't great here, but this is right about the halfway point for this hike. So I thought I'd stop, give you a little update. The trail up here goes into the trees at about, 1.6 miles. And it's a little more sheltered from the wind. At least today, the wind was blowing from the opposite side of the mountain. So it's nice to have a little break in here. It's a little chilly. I do have my gloves on now. But we're gonna keep on going, and if I don't have any more great views, then we'll see you at the top. Well, about 2/3 of the way up. Again, not a whole lot of views, but I did get a break from the wind here. And it's time for Hershey Kiss Break, because why not? So another update. I was feeling super good. Got up to this this ridge area, and I'm like, oh, gotta be getting close, right? Oh shit, that's not close. How bad could it be? Oh, that bad. Well, this was just too good not to take a video. Does give you some appreciation for how high you've climbed, for sure. It's a bit windy. Whew. Guys, so I'm really sorry about all that wind noise. Unfortunately, there's just nothing I can really do. You know, it was super windy today up on that mountain, and unfortunately I'm filming with an iPhone, and this is just what happens. So, sorry headphone users, but it is what it is. I had a lot more clips I wanted to show, and I wanted to talk a lot more about the hike, but it just wasn't possible with all the wind. So to get into it, I want to give you guys my overall thoughts of the hike. So, you know, I really thought this was a good hike. It was definitely challenging. There were times where I was struggling. You can hear in some of those clips, I'm breathing pretty heavy. Sorry about that too. But you know, it is what it is. I don't think this hike was so challenging that, you know, an average person couldn't do it. But it would definitely be hard for them if they weren't really into hiking. And that's just the way it is with some of these trails. So definitely a day hike. You don't need to plan to be there all day. I was up and down in about 4.5 hours, and that was at about a 2 mile per, that's about a 2 mile per hour pace, which isn't unreasonable for most people. Now, I would definitely recommend it to my friends. It is a bit of a drive to get out there. It's not really near anything else. So if you're going there, you're really going there because you want to hike the state high point. And you know, for that, I think it's worth it. So that leads me into the second part of this kind of trail review, which is me giving it a rating. So with this series, you know, if I continue this, what I'd like to do is give these trails like a numerical value so that, you know, we can kind of rank them. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to give them a difficulty score and a worth it score. So the difficulty score is comprised of 3 categories, and they are length, elevation gain, and trail conditions. So a super long hike with really high elevation and a really bad trail is going to get a high score. Versus, you know, a short hike, doesn't have a lot of elevation, and has a really nice trail, is going to get a low score. And then the other side will be its worth it score. And the worth it score is also made up of 3 categories, and they are overall beauty, so that's kind of like the scenery, the views, all that. The emptiness, so, you know, a really empty trail that doesn't have a lot of people on it is going to get a 10, versus, you know, a trail that is super packed is going to get a 1. And then the last category there will be like the amenities. This is kind of just a catch-all for everything else that goes into it. So like, what is offered there? Is it easy to get to? Are there places to stay nearby? All of that. So to get right into it, for length, I'm gonna give this trail a 5. All these are out of 10, by the way. But so for length, we're gonna give it a 5. The reason I'm giving it a 5 is it is 9 miles. You know, it's not a short hike, but it's also definitely doable as a day hike for the average person. Next up, I'm going to talk about elevation gain. This trail has about 3,000 feet of it, and that's a lot, but it is spread over around 4.5 miles. So it's a lot of elevation gain, but it's fairly spread out. For that reason, I'm going to give it a 6. If this mountain had been, just straight up, that's going to be a 10. But I think we'll stick with a 6. I think that's a pretty solid score. And then lastly is trail conditions. So this trail was pretty good, pretty well maintained. There's some areas where there have been some slides and stuff that have caused the trail to deteriorate a little bit. But overall, it's really not bad. It is in a national park, which helps a lot. But so for trail conditions, I'm going to give it a 3. Now over on the worth it side, for beauty, we're going to give this trail a 5. So reason for the 5, it does have some great views. I don't know if it's just the time of year that I was up there, but hiking in the Southwest in general, and this is total generalization, but I know when you get into the mountains, you get more trees, more greenery, and it is fall right now. It's the end of fall, so any leaf-bearing trees or bushes have lost their leaves at this point. But so it is kind of just a sea of tan right now. If I came back here in like late spring, early summer, it might be a totally different story. But so overall, I'm going to give it a 5 because it did have some really nice views. It's just a lot of brown. For emptiness, I'm going to give it a 2. So today was Thanksgiving, and this trail was packed. The parking lot was full. I saw a ton of people on that trail, and it's in the middle of nowhere. I really wasn't expecting a lot of people, so definitely not getting a good score on that one. And then for amenities, again, this is just kind of a catch-all. I might change the name of it later on, but it is a paved road to get in there. There is running water bathrooms at the bottom of the trail, which is really nice. There's a ranger station right there, or the park headquarters is right there. So if you need to buy your pass or ask for more info, anything like that, it is right there. And so I think I'm gonna give this trail a 6. And it's a national park. A lot of national parks are gonna have really good stuff. So we'll give it a 6. So overall, what that gives us is a 14 on the difficulty side and a 13 on the worth it side. And what we're going to do is those scores kind of cancel out each other. So kind of ideally, we're looking for a balance of worth it and difficulty. In this case, we've got an overall score of a 1, which means it's slightly more difficult than it was worth it. And that's it. So if you guys like the video, like, subscribe, all that normal YouTuber stuff. If you didn't like the video, or if you didn't agree with my ratings, feel free to comment and let me know what you think. And if I get some positive feedback on this, then we'll definitely continue the series. If I don't get any positive feedback, I'm probably going to continue the series anyways, so sorry guys. But we'll give it a shot for a little while, and we'll see how it goes. See you later.